Matter today with my Girsan Brat in 45. This is the one that I had ported by Cosaint. Also had it DLC'd and had Wilson Combat internals put in a trigger job, and it was cut for a RMSC optic. So we're gonna run a few rounds here on this new target. 11. This is just Winchester 230 grain. Okay, so regular FMJ. We're right around the 7. We're at I think this is 7-yard marker. So we'll run a couple, and it's been reliable so far. So let's see if we keep that up. Let's just run her here and see what happens. Cannot see the dot. Turn the brightness up here. It is bright. There we go. Nice and bright. Only green dot I have and will be the last one. I do not like green. But, you know, you got to try it. You got to at least try it. Got gloves on. I don't like, but it's 20 out here right now. $11 rounds. Ran good. Spat it up a little bit at the end, but you see, got 2 there. All alpha, whoop-de-doo. It's only 7 yards, right? Let's go get another mag here. She shoots nice. Nice for a 45. I forgot to grab some other mags with me. I need to do what the good shooters do and carry something to hold these on instead of just throwing them in my pocket. But you know, it's amateur hour out here today. I lubed her up. I've never cleaned this gun. I put 1,000 rounds through it. Outside of monkeying with the extractor to try to clean up the injection pattern, which isn't perfect by any means. I did what I could. The gun runs reliably. It ran through the couple. I think I put a few hundred rounds. I have an older video before it was ported. Ran fine. Sent it out. Ported it. DLC'd it. Trigger job. Cut it for an RMSC optic, which I kind of regret because it was a smaller gun. But I would recommend RMR. Like I don't see the point in RMSC if you have a choice, like if you're gonna pay for it. But that could just be me. So anyway, this is all Winchester here. This is a rubber target, by the way. It's not steel I'm shooting. Obviously, you don't hear anything, in case anyone's wondering. Sorry, my hands are. I don't like wearing sleeves. All right, let's see here. Couple down low, which is kind of weird. Let's speed up this last mag. My hands are, these are not winter gloves. My hands are cold. I really feel it in my fingertips. Ooh. You can see I dropped a couple really low, which is kind of weird. You see one here I threw out. That's all on me though. We are empty. I am going to, I got this
infinity-like.
3 magazines, 33 rounds, plus 1, 34 rounds. We're just gonna drop them down range here, see if we get a malfunction here with the Girsan Witness 2311 Brat and 45. Okay, I'm gonna try to run the trigger quick, see if I can throw this thing off. Right. All right. Need to get a mag holder. She runs, I'll give her that. Go. So, just going to show you guys the side shot here of the Recoil Impulse. I have two 11 round mags loaded up, 230 grain Winchester FMJ, and just to give you guys a side view, give you an idea, I'm going to slow shoot the first mag, and then the other one I'm just going to kind of find a cadence if somewhat. Okay, so 230 Winchester, no failures, 1,000 rounds, over 1,000 on the gun. I chose not to put a earlier video out on this because it was a project gun and a lot of stuff going on. So it just this kind of is my fun gun for now. But for the most part, I'm fairly pleased with the overall results for the gun. But anyways, slow shooting, 11 rounds, and I'm on camera. All right, here we go. I still haven't gotten completely used to shooting a 45. So something I do notice, I feel myself doing, is I can feel myself blinking a little bit. I don't do it like that when I shoot a 9, but like I don't have as many rounds behind 45. It's not like it's hard to control or anything like that, but just have like this nervous system, I guess, is just like automatically kicking in. Okay, anyway, neither here or there. That just requires me to shoot 45 more, and it's something I have to work on. But piss on that. Who cares about that? That's me. So I'm going to try to shoot it quicker here to give you a view of the recoil impulse under a little bit more faster shooting. Okay. There's a lot of rocks around here. I had the eyes open that time. Those are all alpha in the alpha box, but they're not all alpha. There's 3 that I pulled out in the Charlie doing that, but for the most part, that's not too bad. Considering the fact I was just kind of pop, but you see, anyways, regardless of that, like when it comes to precision, accuracy, that's going to vary from shooter to shooter. What I do is not what you do. I'm sure most of you guys can do a hell of a lot better than I can. But what I can show you is what is more universal, is to at least give you an idea of what you're going to get if you choose to port this gun through Cosaint, the 4 ports. Give you an idea of what it's going to look like with that muzzle rise. Granted, variable is grip, and I have gloves on today just because I'm hoping it warms up. I can take them off later, but I don't like shooting with gloves. I would rather be holding the gun in my hand. One thing I would recommend if anyone wants to try to play with this gun as far as work done to it, something I've thought about, I might not do depending on what I do, but this grip, find something to change it out for. It's fine, it's okay, but I think I've heard of people getting cheap Springfield Armory Prodigy grip modules and getting them fitted to this, and I can tell you that their grips they're not super great, but they're better than this. You know, like this grip is just, it's okay. I mean, you could put something better on this if you want, but it's serviceable. So I'm not gonna tell you, but if I were to do it all over again and I sent it to Cosaint, I think they have grip modules. I'd have had them fit something else to this gun to really bring it to that next level. It's already next level, but to really bring it up even more, I think that's the one thing the gun's missing. I think the 4 ports. I wonder if a chunk port would be more beneficial. Kind of way you can see that. But you can see these are really small ports, just because of, you know, the size of this barrel, and it made me wonder if a chunk port at the front would have been, I'd have got a little bit better performance out of. But I'll never know. So, but you can do chunk if you think that's the way to go. But this is 4 ports, 2 on each side of the barrel, and it definitely helps for sure. I'm now here to wrap up the. Basically, I put 1,000 rounds through this Girsan Brat 2311 Witness. This is the 45 ACP variant. Just to get this out of the way, the mag is empty, and we are empty. Okay. For those that care. So initially, I did a first impression video on this a while back, and I showed it in its stock configuration, and I said I would do a follow-up. Up until this point, you have seen some range footage with the firearm since I got it back from Cosaint Arms. So just to give you a closer look here, and just to briefly go over some of the work that was done, just right out the gates for the firearm, it was completely DLC'd. So I had the entire firearm DLC coated. So just to get that right out, I do believe Cosaint Arms sends these guns out to have them DLC'd. I don't believe they do that in-house. That's neither here or there. Either way, you can have them DLC your firearm if you choose to. I do believe they do, I think they do Cerakote as well, but I wouldn't have bothered because I just, to me, DLC is the best finish for a firearm, in my opinion. So that's what I had. It's also a little bit more, it's definitely a lot more expensive than having it Cerakoted. in general. The second thing is I had a Wilson Combat fire control group installed. I did not change the trigger shoe. Now, in hindsight, I wish I did, excuse me, because a lot has changed, like my opinion and my preferences since then, at least more convincingly so, to where I definitely prefer a flat shoe. To me, I just don't prefer a curved shoe as much. It's purely, preference. Okay. So, but I did have the fire control group, Wilson Combat one. They offer that in the EGW. And, I kept the shoe, like I said. I wish I'd have got a flat one, but I didn't. But that's an option if you choose to. And then I just had them do a trigger job, okay? And real quick here, I'll just show it to you just one more time here. There's your take up, a little bit of take up here, and then there's your wall, and it is a solid wall right there. Then you get a clean break. Try to tilt my finger back a little bit so you can see. And you get a tactile and audible reset. And you're already basically back at that wall for another break. And I would say the trigger, I want to say it feels around 4 pounds is what I want to say. I will grab the gauge here. I was not planning to do this, but I can show you guys real quick. I'll just do 3 pulls just to show you guys. I'm behind the camera here, so excuse me if I get a little awkward. Let me do it like this, actually. And all right, hold on. Average. We're at 0, as you see. .15. 3.16. I knew it was sub 4 pounds, but looking like it's looking pretty consistent here. .45. So with a average of 3.2. So you're looking at a 3.2. So just a little over 3 pound trigger. If you that's what you're looking at potentially with Cosaint doing a trigger job. And this is with the Wilson Combat fire control group. So that was the other major thing I had done to it. I did have them flat top it, which if you guys see here, the normal stock one, it would have been more rounded here, but you can see right here they did a nice job here flattening it out on the top. So that wasn't too expensive, okay, but I had them flatten it at the top. I also had them, these, I don't know about now, they might have come out with optic cut ones, so this might be relevant. I'm not sure, don't quote me. But at the time, these did not come optic cut when I purchased this. I did have it cut for a direct mount RMSE. I think normally they do C&H precision cuts, but I wanted to mount it directly, so I went for the RMSE. One of those things, again, if I did it all over again, I would just run an RMR footprint for the bigger optic, okay? One thing to note is it was originally cut directly for an EPS, a Cosaint EPS carry. I no longer have that. I did end up putting on the Swamp Fox Sentinel 2, which has that front. You insert it right there. You just put 2 screws in, and it gives you your backup rear. It comes with the optic. And you can see you get a 100% full co-witness. It actually lines up actually perfectly, this Cosaint Sentinel 2 with the the RMSC cut from Cosaint Arms. It's perfect. I do regret going with green, though. I have ditched all my green since then, except for this one. That is because I got rid of the Holosun EPS carry and as well, and the cut is very tight, too tight. Basically, I can't just throw any RMSC optic on here because they simply cut it too tight. I originally I had to send it back because I couldn't even get the Holosun EPS carry on, and I told them that's what I was going to mount to it, and they cut it, and it was too tight. Like it would not fit. And then they told me to send it back. They supplied the label and everything. They took it back. They tweaked it, I guess, the cut, and then they mounted the Holosun EPS carry on it, and they returned it to me in a timely fashion. It did not take long. I don't recall off the top of my head. It's been a minute, but I'd say less than a week. And the owner was always very nice. The guy who you would speak to through the email, he was always very accommodating. But yeah, that was something that they did have to fix. Problem is I ended up moving away from the Holosun because I had to put a shim. So I wanted to try some other optics, but most of them don't fit. So the only two optics I was able to mount was the Sentinel 2 and the Holosun EPS carry. I tried to put a Gideon 2 on here for that big window. It would not fit. I think I tried the Vortex Defender. I can't remember. It's been a minute. And it also didn't fit. So keep in mind, just be sure that if you go through them and you tell them a specific optic like I did, just be sure that's the optic you want on. And if you don't mind, I would even ask them, could you send it to have them mount it just to make sure it's done right? At least if you're going to do a RMSC direct mount cut. Outside of that, if you're going to do a plate, whatever. But I would recommend, I would go the plate route. Even though I would prefer a cut, this is a small firearm, so I don't know if they would have been able to do an RMR cut. I don't believe they offered it. They only offered a direct cut on this small. This is only a 3.4 inch, the Brat. It's a 3.4 inch barrel here, so that's why I went with that. I have some regret with that choice, but it worked out. It's a small window, but it works. Okay, so moving on from the optic, really the only other thing that I had them do, which was the main thing, was the ports. So let's just pull this back and just kind of give you guys, this is like their V port cut. So I'm going to pull it up here to the camera. And you can see they have these 4 cuts. Now, I thought they were originally going to put 6 in it because I forget how the website was listed. So I was kind of taken back. I didn't say 6. Like, you just choose chunk or V port. But they can do, I guess they do 4 to 6 or 8. Don't quote me on the 8. But somewhere between there. And I was kind of hoping they would have put more ports in it, at least 6 for the V port. But they went 4. And, the gun shoots nice. I know it's a smaller barrel. There was some reasoning behind going with the 4 V port opposed to the 6. The owner had told me I tried to find the email when I spoke to him, and I could not find it. So I don't remember exactly, but there was a reason. He said it shot nice, and I agree, it does shoot nice, but it definitely takes the edge off. Now it's a 45, so she still has that quick bumping the camera. She still has that quick snap back, but definitely took the edge off, and it definitely does help. So if I did it all over again, I think I would go chunk port on this. I think on the smaller barrel, I think just putting the one big chunk right here would be more beneficial performance-wise than these 4 smaller ports with these smaller guns. At least with these, sub 3.5 inch, 2011 style guns. That's just a guess. I don't really know, but that's what that looks like. And they obviously cut the slide. Obviously, for the 4. And I don't know if that's filming correctly or not. But yeah. And it looks good. So that's it. That's all the work that I had done to the Girsan 2311 Witness Brat 45. The gun shoots good. The only thing I ever really had to play with a little bit was the extractor, because in the beginning I was constantly getting smacked with rounds. Now I can't remember the last time I got hit. Actually, it can still spin them around a little crazily to my right, you know, from like 1 to 4, 5. But I haven't had any recently after the last several hundred rounds strike me. So I think I tuned it just enough to at least where it's not throwing them back in my face like it was in the original video out of the box. So that this might require a little bit of tuning. But, you know, this, I believe this was around a $600 2011. So, you know, it's made in Turkey. It's a decent little gun. It definitely needed some loving, and I think Cosaint Arms did overall, despite some mishaps, they did a pretty good job, and I appreciate the hard work that they put into the gun, and no malfunctions with the gun, not prior to me sending the firearm to them, and nothing since I got it back. It was mostly FMJ Spear and Winchester 230 grain, and then I was putting Spear hollow points through him as well, and the gun has run fine. No malfunctions in its stock configuration. There was one point where I was playing around with extractors and I had a couple of stovepipes. That was me playing with a Wilson Combat extractor and seeing if I could. This is early on, and I had a couple of stovepipes here, but that was me playing with the gun kind of like a trial error, so I don't count that. I end up putting the stock extractor back in it and just tuning that, and that ended up just being the best bet. It's been reliable, and I've got it tweaked just enough to where I don't get smacked in the face. So anyway, I don't want to eat up any more time. Again, this was the final product from Cosaint Arms for the 2311 Brat. And like I said, it's a nice little shooter. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the shooting footage that I showed. I'm not very experienced shooting 45 ACP, but I did enjoy it. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, just post them down in the comment section. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If you can, like and subscribe, and have a great day.